Hey, so Nancy, Lynn, and Robert are in the house, and whoop whoop, they're ready for the party to start. You guys, what an incredible week we have to look forward to, right? We've got the holiday season upon us. Yes, it is going to be the craziest holiday season we probably have ever experienced. But you know what? We have walked through this before. We're going to walk through this again with our COVID friend. And today we are specifically going to be talking about Facebook and the changes that they've made in 2020 and kind of get down to like, why did they make the changes and how does this affect your online tutoring business? Now, today's episode is actually brought to you by my newest course. It's called Community Influencer. And in the course, I teach you guys step by step how you can utilize courses and groups in your Facebook in order to be able to engage more with people online and be the first person that they think of when they want to hire a tutor. So with that noted, we are going to get this party started. So I want to personally welcome, we've got Jessica. She's the ELA tutor from Atlanta. We've got Lynn Wilson here this morning. And she's saying good morning to Jacob, who happens to be our dear friend Nancy's son. We really do get to know each other pretty well inside of this community. It's a really tight-knit community. So if you're looking for a place where you can definitely, learn more about other tutors. What do they do in their business and network with them? The Insider Secrets Club is an amazing place, you guys, to be able to do that. I'm really excited to start our next Jumpstart class. That'll start on January 4th. And I'm super excited just about all of the great things that we have in store for us for 2021. But it's very interesting with Facebook and what they've done, right? They've kind of been in the news for a lot of negativity because of, data and all of that kind of stuff. And COVID has actually made changes to people's use of social media in general. Some people are taking what's called a social media break. And then the people who have been using social media, some people have actually 29% of people who use social media have increased their usage of social media over COVID. So I think these are important things to kind of think about, is that if you're looking for an audience of people that, have children that are struggling in the area that you're struggling, Facebook is still a huge game player. They have only increased and made their site better for what they already were good at. I want you to think about right now, is there any place on the internet, like if you wanted to join a community or group, is there any place on the internet you can do that? Yeah, pretty much the only place you can go is Facebook. Facebook, there used to be all these like separate little portals where you could like have these little communities and these kinds of things going on. But Facebook has just exploded in this area. And that is why there are lots of changes to Facebook specifically because of that, okay? So first, they had constantly been making updates to their phone app because most people are going on social media on their phone. So they invested most of their time for the longest time on that. And then they started realizing that their desktop wasn't performing as well as their mobile. And people were not preferring to even use it on their desktop because it would be slow, it would be glitchy. And the thing is, every time they made a change, it seemed to like slow everything down. So their main goal was, how can we increase people to be able to like go to a page and be able to access it instantly without having to sit there and wait and wait and wait? Because that was what was happening. So they had to do a complete rebrand of their site. And what they really made a focus of was their group component. Now, lots of tutors will ask me a question like, Joanne, what's the difference between a Facebook page and a Facebook group? And they'll also ask me, which is better, a Facebook page or a website? So I'm going to answer the second question first. I would say if you want to have a Facebook page, that's fine, but don't use it in replacement of your website. I think every tutor, if you are really serious about making this your career, needs to have a website. You own that. Facebook owns Facebook. So if Facebook decides to completely get rid of pages, you're out. right? They don't care how that affects you and your business, nor will they listen to what it is that you have to say. So definitely make sure that you have a website in place that you can drive traffic to instead of trying to always drive traffic to Facebook. The other thing, one of the things I don't like you can on like a Facebook page, like create like a schedule on there, but you can't connect that at all with your actual calendar system that you utilize. So people can schedule you whenever they want to. I don't like that. So I don't like using that tool or that feature at all. It causes a lot of problems. I'm constantly having to go in, reschedule the times and all of that. So I actually had to turn that off on my page. One of the pros of having a page is that you have the ability to actually boost your page post so that it can be seen by an audience that you decide. So let's say that
Facebook is still the gorilla of all the social media platforms, with nearly 2.5 billion active users daily. B stands for big. Yes.
Ginormous.
1.62 billion users visit Facebook every single day. There's billions of people out there on the platform that you can be connecting with. Average user is spending 38 minutes a day on the platform. And among US Facebook users, 74% of them use the site every single day. Now, here's what's interesting, John. Take a look at this. Average engagement rate. I don't know about you, but that is low. How low can you go, y'all?
And people get frustrated because they're not getting engagement. But the truth is, we're all guilty of not giving it. Isn't that interesting? It's like, I wish I was getting more views, more likes, more leads, more followers, more comments. Meanwhile, how many of us could probably do a better job of giving what we want to get?
Right. Yes. All right. So check out those numbers between 3 to 6%. Let's dive into, we have a total of 8 tips for you. So tip number 1 is create quality content.
Exactly.
So Facebook right now, y'all, they prioritize posts that spark conversation, John, which is what you talked about.
And let's see. Yeah, that will turn that off. Sometimes my phone was ringing. Technical glitches happen, right? So my phone was ringing and then I had to stop it. So I think I have taken care of that problem. All right. So other issues that will happen is that there's just that very few people engaging. Okay, so that's one of the cons when it comes to the Facebook page is if you're not putting stuff on your Facebook page, it'll never get into other people's feed. I don't even see people's pages show up in my feed anymore. The only thing that I see showing up in my feed is I'll see group posts that I'm a member of and individuals that I am close with. Those are pretty much the only things that I see inside of, like, if I just like hit on Facebook, the little F button at the top, then I see my entire feed, and that's it. I don't really see pages come up. I'll see sponsored ads come on up, and that's about it. So those are just some things to kind of think about when it comes to the Facebook page. I feel like that Facebook is now more community-based because that's what they're good at. And so why not stick with what you're good at, right? And so they really made it easy for you to discover new groups, join new groups, and be able to engage with groups. But you also have the ability to start your own groups. Yes. So I think that's really, really an important thing. I want to let you guys know I am still doing the giveaway for our t-shirt. So let me see if I've got it here. I'm not sure if I still have it on there, but we are still doing, yep, here it is. We are still giving our t-shirt away, and it says, I will tutor you in a room. I will tutor you now in Zoom. I will tutor you in your house. I will tutor you with my mouse. I will tutor you here or there. I will tutor you because I care. So we're doing a giveaway today. All you need to do is make sure that you are commenting in down below. And I want to know your opinion. What do you guys think? Do you feel like Facebook is more individualized, like based like on pages, or do you feel like it prefers groups and the interaction and the engagement in groups? I have found that inside of the groups, people who are inside of groups actually stay on Facebook longer. People will watch videos longer than they will scroll through posts. And so those kinds of things, they really have a big impact then overall. The groups are now showing up in the stream, and there's a whole heck of a lot more engagement that happens inside of a group. I love the engagement that happens inside of the group of the Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors. If you're not a member yet, definitely join. It's an incredible group, and it definitely helps support other tutors. You know, it's a place where you can ask questions. It's a place where you can meet other tutors. You get to hang out with us every Monday at 9:30 a.m. while we have our live stream for the week where I teach you a new concept. And today is all about Facebook pages versus community and changes that they've made in 2020. All right. So I feel like the groups offer like this hub of discussion. People stay there longer. People begin to interact. People then start, engaging with you in a very different way. And you get to build a deeper relationship. You also can post, you can schedule your posts inside of the groups, which is very nice. I'm not sure if that feature is inside of the pages, but is definitely inside of the groups. And the groups now have analytics, so you can take a look at which posts are people commenting on the most. And I really like that ability on there. So that's really, really cool. All right, so I am going to actually share with you guys my screen to show you some of these changes that have happened with Facebook. So this is just my regular feed here, and you can see right now, one of the very first things that's showing on up is my live stream that's going on inside of the group right now. So live streams will show up inside of your general feed. And you'll see here, we've got here a sponsored post. And then here I've got a private post from my sister-in-law while they're making cookies and having fun there. And there's Terry, who I follow, who's another tutor. So we've got some personalized, but then we have, again, another group post here. So and then another advertisement, and then another person over here, another person. So they've really tried to, looks like, combine the group posts with the posts from the different the different people that you're connected with. And what's kind of cool about this is it lets people know, like, if you've posted inside of that group, it's letting you know, like, what do people have to say about that. So the other day I just put in there, hey, Zoom's lifting that 40-minute Zoom call group meeting during the holidays. What do you think? And 14 people engaged and commented on the whole idea about this. So that's really, really, really cool. Up here, look at this. They have a button here. This button here is for groups, right? So if you want to be able to find groups, you click on that button, and now you're going to go, you've got a feed where all of the groups that you are connected with are right there in one place. I think this is like really, really awesome. And if you want to discover a group, on the left-hand side over here, you can click on Discover, and you can find new groups to be able to join. It takes your things that you're interested in right here. And it has groups that are loved by people, love groups, categories, Friends group, so people that are already, part of your friends, makes it easy. Another thing that I love, you guys, is you can actually, I have groups that I manage here, but then I can also like pin groups. So the groups that I like the most, I can pin them, and that information is going to show up before other information, which is kind of cool. And it's going to be easier for me to find that group. So I just recently pinned my newest group that I created for our new Jumpstart class. But I'm going to show you, I'm going to go to the Ultimate Support Group. If you go to the three little dots here, you can click this button and pin the group. Now, if I hit it, it would unpin it. I don't want to do that. That's the opposite of what I want to do. But if I pin it right there, boom, now it's pinned. Now I'm going to easily be able to find all the content for that group on the left-hand side. So one of the things that's really nice as well about your groups is that you get 3 questions that you can ask people. One of those questions can be a place where you give away something free, or you say, hey, this is a free group for people who are on my email list, and each week you can actually get their email. You can use a tool called Group Leads that will automatically put them into your funnel. If you've got a freebie, it will send it to them. And you're also growing your email list and your online presence with your community at the same time. Now, I don't know about you guys, but anything that is going to save me more time and automate a few more of the processes so that I don't have to manually do some of these things makes me happy, because it means that I can focus on the things that are most important, which are building relationships with people so that they eventually, when they need the help that I offer, they think of me first. Or if they are going to refer somebody, they think of me first. And I think that all definitely, it just helps with building relationships. We are a relationship business, you guys. Whether it comes to, the relationships that we have with other tutors, the relationships that we have with parents, the relationships that we have with our students, it is all relationship based. The more that you can engage with people, the more likely they are to refer you. And I think this is really, really key. And yeah, I agree. I think the changes are very user-friendly, Lynn. She said that the changes are usually user-friendly, and she loves being able to find her groups. Yep. I love that as well. It makes it really easy for me to actually participate a little bit more inside of groups. For a long time, I was participating a little bit less and only participating in my groups. But now I'm noticing like group posts are coming, they're popping up on the bottom side. And I can see like the latest things that are kind of popping on up. And I'm like, oh, well, that's a really interesting question they posed in that group. Let me see how other people responded, or let me give my feedback on that. And I can click on it real quick and I can join that conversation. And I actually do like that. It's really, really cool. So it definitely helps. Yes, it is. How different is a Facebook business page from a Facebook group? I post content on my Facebook page, Jessica says, but I feel like creating another thing might add too much to my plate. Thoughts, you guys? I have to tell you, if you're going to put anything on your plate, a Facebook page isn't what you want to have on your plate because it's doing very little for you and your business. A Facebook page is only going to get into the feeds of those people who have liked your page. If you, Facebook group can be keyword optimized so that people can find it and communicate inside there together. I would be spending more time on a Facebook community than I would be on a Facebook page. I see people who like, what does a like mean to me? Like inside of my Facebook page, I have so many people who've liked my page. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. They're just numbers, right? They're just like glorified numbers. Like at the end of the day, they're not clients. They're not customers, right? They're not people that engage with the posts that I actually post. It's just a number. And what's the difference between 5 people liking my page and 500 people liking my page? nothing. At the end of the day, I found 5 people liking your page and 5 or 500 doesn't get you a client, right? But the more that you engage with people and help them with solving the problems that they have, the more opportunity you have to turn them into a client. Email lists are even a greater way to be able to get people to move forward with you, okay? People are more likely to hire you if they're on your email list than they are if they're just on Facebook. So that's something to think about as well. So building up an email list is crucial, and you can automate all of that with the communities. You can't do that with Facebook groups. You can't ask them, unless you are like constantly like just putting your freebie inside of on your page, right? Where then they could get onto your email list. That could work, but it still isn't as effective as your community group. And I think, yes, group leads is great. It does solve a lot of issues of being able to kind of combine that together. I know I've been using it now for about a month, and Elizabeth used to enter everybody on in who gave their email manually into the system, but now people are automatically getting sent into the system. They have that ability to be sent into the system right away. They're all on one list. Now, my Kajabi does not connect with, so they can't get their freebie sent to them, but it does get them on the email list so that they can stay on top of mind and all that great stuff. And I'm able to send them a personalized message immediately after they get accepted into the group. And there I send them a link to get my free download, which is the 50 plus ways to be able to become an online tutor. This works as well for tutors, you guys. I've seen people who have started homeschooling communities. I've seen people, because they're like, I really want to work with a lot more homeschooling families. Great, then start a homeschooling group. You know, getting inside of the homeschooling groups is really hard, right? But you can create your own homeschooling group for the area that you tutor. You can collaborate with a group of other tutors and create a really customized group for homeschooling parents. So there's lots of opportunities, I feel like, that are available with groups versus pages. Now, just like on your page, if you don't have content inside of there or you're not posing questions, you're going to have a hard time with being able to get people to engage with you, right? So what do you post inside of the groups? Inside of the groups, you can post any content that you've created. You can post inside of their articles that you find that are interesting and deal with the most up-to-date stuff. You can post like questions that you have. You can almost have it too, where you have like a specific day where you post different things. As time goes on, your community may just have so many questions coming through, like you don't even have to have like certain days anymore. I started out that way. I don't really have it so much there, but I want to add it back on in eventually. But there's some really cool things that you can do to really begin that engagement process. And when people see you present and they see that you're adding value to them, then they automatically are going to think more highly of you versus another tutor. And they're going to be less likely to judge you based off of what you charge and think about, really working with you seriously, because it gives you the opportunity to be the expert in the field, right? And that's what they're looking for. People are looking for experts. They're not looking for a generalist. They're not looking for that person that can tutor everything. They're looking for those people that they can go deep into the subject that their child is struggling with. And we've got Elizabeth in the house. Woo woo. Hopefully the music isn't still playing on the other side.
No.
Ooh, but I can't hear Elizabeth. So we're going to try to see if we can fix this really quick, because she has inside of there. Let's see if I can hear Elizabeth now. No, it all got messed up when my phone rang. Darned it. All right, but that's okay. I can hear you now. Yay. We've got it. Amazing how just figuring out which button I needed to push, and boom, there it is. We've got it. Now, I do want to let you guys know. What's that?
So, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Yeah, Lisa said that she's got a lot of controversial stuff on her personal Facebook page, so I don't want to associate it with my tutoring. How do I manage this? Do I create a new page or a group for posting for tutoring? Yeah, if you create a group for, I would create a new account for yourself with a different email. If that's what you're nervous about, that you've got some personal, maybe there's some hot topics that you have a strong opinion on and you post about it frequently and you're like, I don't really want to associate my tutoring business with that. I would just start a new account. And you can do that. I've seen people do it all the time. Just use a different email. and that will absolutely work. So you could do that. Maybe you use in your regular profile, like your maiden name attached with it. And if you're married, and then with just your business one, you have Lisa Meechin, online tutor as like the title, right? And then you'll be able to easily identify the difference between the two and make sure that you're then you have to sign in and sign out each time, but at least that will take care of that problem if you're posting inside of a group and you don't want that connected, right? Because if you are inside of a group, people can click on your icon and get to that page. And so I've actually clicked on that and I've seen some tutors, this is going to shock some of you guys, some tutors who have had risky pictures of male and females on their regular Facebook profile page. Not the image that you want to have. Now, I know, Lisa, I know that's not you. I know that's not the kind of stuff you're talking about, but I have encountered that. So if that's you, you absolutely want to disassociate all of that stuff with your tutoring business, right? Because people are going to look at that and they automatically are going to use that against you versus wanting to hire you. So you do have to you do have to think about being online and having that presence so that that's not happening for you. Now, Elizabeth is going to share the screen and show us our wheel. And while she's doing that, I want to let you know that I do have for 50% off until Friday, until Christmas Day, I am doing a special on my newest course. It is called Community Influencer. In that course, I teach you step by step how to set up your own course, from designing what questions do I ask and how do I write them, how do I write the description, how do I find the people that I want to be able to hire, all of those things. I give you worksheets, I give you cheat sheets, I give you swipe files, all of that kind of stuff. And you can learn more information inside of the link that Elizabeth just posted. And then you can, with that, have you can check it out, see if that's going to be something for you. If you're already an Insider Secrets Club member and you were a member last month, you already have access to it. If you don't have access to it, then that's something that you can purchase at the 50% off. So let's take a look here. Who is going to be our big winner today? Let's spin that wheel.
Also, I just wanted to clarify for people, is this to help them build groups or courses?
This is to build groups, yes.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Yay.
Which would allow you to sell courses and have somebody to sell them to if you were at that point where you're like, I not only want to do tutoring, but I also want to sell courses. If you don't have an audience to sell your courses to, nobody is going to buy them. So it doesn't matter how much time and effort and how hard you work on your course. If you can't sell your course, it's not going to make you any money. So having a group helps you with being able to build relationships with people who would want to hire you for your tutoring services and even purchase your course.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So let's spin the wheel. I love the sound that it makes.
Yay! Faith Thompson's our big winner today for our t-shirt. Faith, I'm going to be sending you this t-shirt. All I need you to do right now is message Elizabeth, tell her what size and what your address is so that I can send that on out to you. Congratulations, Faith. That is awesome. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. there was a quick question people had inside of there, like, well, do I get rid of my Facebook page if I have it? There's no need to get rid of your Facebook page if you have it. I'm just saying that because Facebook is more community-based at this point versus page-based, if you want the most bang for your buck with the time you're going to spend on Facebook, you're going to get better results with a group than you're going to get with your page. All right, you guys, I hope that helps as you start thinking about like how do you want to spend your time on social media and where it should be. And congratulations, Faith, for getting the t-shirt. There will be no call on Christmas Eve or next week on New Year's Eve, but we still will be having next Monday. We'll still be right here, same place, same time, and talking about a whole nother topic. So definitely come on in and join us, and we will see you later. Bye, everyone.